I'm Henrik Rosendale. I live in San Francisco. I've been in the US for about 25 years, and I've always been involved in enterprise software infrastructure companies. I've been involved with Garden all from the early due diligence, and actually helping Yusu and Eric sort of looking at the opportunity, and because I love infrastructure software, as nerdy as it might be, I was intrigued by Garden. I've been sort of coaching them along the way and helping them sort of get to the point of finding the elusive product market fit. It's been 3 years since the call for capital came from Eric, and it felt like the right thing to do. It felt like you build up all this sort of knowledge and expertise and network, and putting that to use, both from a monetarily standpoint, but also like passing it on, felt like a really sort of unique opportunity and a unique setup for a venture fund.